I fell in love with Atlanta many, many years ago when I first moved here, and I saw Black people doing well for the very first time. It motivated me, it inspired me. It let me know that Atlanta was a place that I could make my dreams come true.
Somewhere deep in Atlanta, tucked behind iron gates and tree-lined driveways, stands a mansion so enormous it could probably apply for its own zip code. It's got its own runway, Bible verses carved into stone, and enough marble to make the Vatican jealous. This isn't just a house, it's a declaration of war against doubt. And at the center of it all is the man who built it from pain, prayer, and pure audacity, Tyler Perry. Now let's rewind. Before the jet, before the empire, before Medea started slapping people into moral order, there was a kid in New Orleans named Emmett Perry Jr. His home life? Imagine growing up in a house where discipline came with volume and violence. His father was a carpenter by trade, but you could say his real craft was breaking spirits. At 16, Tyler legally changed his name just to disconnect from that legacy. That's not rebellion, that's survival with paperwork. But even in all that chaos, there was one constant: church. Every Sunday, his mother made sure he was there, and in that stillness, he found something words couldn't quite hold yet: peace. The kind of peace that stays in your pocket when the world turns ugly. Then came the trauma no child should face: abuse, silence, secrets. Tyler's life wasn't a coming-of-age story. It was a crash course in pain management. He dropped out of high school, bounced between odd jobs, and started writing letters to himself, trying to heal through words before therapy was trending. Then one random afternoon, fate, or Oprah, intervened. He was watching her show when a guest mentioned how writing can heal old wounds. And that was it, the spark. He grabbed his pen like it was a sword and began to write his truth. He poured everything into a play called I Know I've Been Changed. Every dime he had, $12,000, went into it. The result? A financial disaster so bad, even the ushers left early. Empty seats, bad reviews, total flop. The universe basically said, cute try, but Perry didn't quit. Oh no, he's the type who treats rejection like pre-workout. For 6 straight years, he rewrote, recast, and replayed that story, hustling from one city to the next, living in his car, showering at gyms, eating on hope and borrowed fries. And then, one night in Atlanta, the unthinkable happened. The place sold out. People laughed, cried, and shouted, "Amen," like it was Revival Sunday. Tyler Perry's name spread faster than Wi-Fi, and from that one ember came a wildfire. Play after play, he built an empire from stories that mirrored real people. Faith, family, forgiveness, and that one loud auntie we all have. And then came her, the legend, the matriarch, the woman who could whoop your behind and then pray for your healing, Medea. She was raw, hilarious, and unstoppable, just like her creator. When Diary of a Mad Black Woman hit theaters, it made $50 million on a budget that couldn't buy a Marvel prop. Hollywood blinked. Tyler grinned. He'd done it without them. And once you prove you don't need Hollywood's table, you build your own. Tyler Perry Studios, 330 acres of legacy, carved out of a former military base. 12 sound stages named after Black legends, a fake White House, an entire city of stories. Black Panther filmed there. The Walking Dead 2, from sleeping in his car to renting space to Marvel. Talk about divine plot twists. And when you've built an empire like that, there's only one thing left to do. Build a home worthy of your comeback story. A home so epic it makes crib tour videos feel like tiny house ads. You don't just stumble into a $100 million mansion, you manifest it. After years of grinding, scripting, and letting Medea carry Hollywood on her back, Tyler Perry decided it was time to build something for himself. Something vast, sacred, and slightly disrespectful to gravity. This estate sits on more than 2,100 acres of rolling green in Douglas County, Georgia. So much land you could lose a small nation in it. To get there, you don't just pull up, you arrive. The driveway curves and winds for what feels like forever, cutting through forests, pastures, and probably a few startled deer who still haven't recovered from seeing a private jet landing nearby. And then, out of the trees it appears, not a house, an apparition. A 40,000 square foot fortress dressed in white stone, ironwork, and towering pillars that basically scream, "Yes, I've made it, and I have receipts." The architecture is part Roman cathedral, part movie set, and fully unapologetically Tyler Perry. Step through the doors and boom, you're in a foyer that makes Buckingham Palace look like a studio apartment. 2 stories high, crystal chandeliers glinting like frozen lightning, and marble floors so smooth you could moonwalk your way to salvation. The acoustics are so perfect that if you whisper Medea, you'll probably get an echo of Hallelujah. To the left sits a dining room big enough to feed an entire production crew, or a very large Thanksgiving with Oprah. To the right, a private chapel. Not a cute prayer corner, a chapel. Because when you've built an empire on faith, you make sure God has VIP seating. And straight ahead, the showstopper, a wall of glass that opens to the horizon. The living room is pure cinema, vaulted ceilings, grand fireplaces carved like altars, custom art, velvet couches, and scripture literally etched into the walls. Psalm 91, to be exact, not painted, not framed, etched. Because Perry doesn't just talk faith, he builds it into the foundation. The kitchen, industrial chef perfection. Granite counters that gleam like gold bars, double ovens, and a breakfast nook overlooking endless trees. This is where Perry reportedly sips coffee, stares out the window, and plans his next billion-dollar chapter. Upstairs, things get intimate. The master suite isn't a bedroom, it's a royal retreat. Fireplace, floor-to-ceiling windows, and a walk-in closet so big it probably has its own Wi-Fi signal. There's even a rotating shoe wall, because when you're Tyler Perry, you don't look for your sneakers, you summon them. The bathroom? Italian marble everything, a soaking tub that could double as a baptismal pool, and a rainfall shower big enough to host a choir. Every inch of this place whispers luxury, but it doesn't scream it. It hums it, like a gospel song at sunrise. Then come the extras, the kind of of course features that only billionaires think are normal. There's a professional gym, a full spa suite with hot stone tables, a home theater with plush recliners and surround sound so crisp you'll feel like Medea just yelled at you in person. There's a 2-story library filled with rare books and spiritual texts, a wine cellar that probably has communion options, and outside, an Olympic-length infinity pool that stretches into the horizon like it's racing heaven itself. And then there's the cherry on top, the private runway. Yes, behind the mansion sits a full-scale airstrip for Perry's jet in his RC model plane collection. Because when you've spent half your life being told you'll never make it, you build a home where even the planes can land safely. Every space, from the meditation garden to the hidden nooks of silence, feels intentional, sacred, still. You can tell this isn't just a flex. It's therapy in architectural form, a monument to the idea that peace, once you find it, deserves an address. But while this estate is the headline, it's not the only one. Because of course, Tyler Perry doesn't do just one mansion. That would be so pre-billionaire behavior. Just miles away from his fortress of solitude lies something entirely different. Smaller, quieter, but somehow just as powerful. Because while his mega mansion shouts legacy, his Buckhead estate whispers balance. If the Atlanta compound is where Perry commands, this is where he breathes. Hidden in one of the most exclusive neighborhoods in the South, his Buckhead home sits on a modest 3.5 acres. Well, modest, if you're comparing it to his personal zip code in Douglas County. From the street, it's elegant, not boastful. White stucco walls, a slate roof, ivy climbing lazily across the corners. Classic English manor vibes with Southern soul. The gates don't roar open. They glide like they're in on a secret. As you roll up the driveway, the hedges are trimmed with the kind of precision that says, yes, I pay people to care about symmetry. The backyard? It's less yard, more luxury resort. Picture an infinity pool that stretches into the skyline, 2 pool houses framing it like punctuation marks, and a terrace that feels like a movie set for peace and quiet. Step inside, And it's an entirely different energy from his mega estate. Warm light, soft wood floors, open rooms that feel lived in, not staged. The kind of house that smells like morning coffee and good decisions. The living area is flooded with sunlight. Floor-to-ceiling windows open onto manicured gardens, while the decor whispers confidence instead of screaming wealth. The kitchen? Oh, it's the kind of kitchen that makes chefs emotional. Open plan, elegant, and hiding a butler's pantry that doubles as a wine lounge. There's even a cozy breakfast nook carved into the wall, perfect for a billionaire's version of a quiet morning. The main bedroom takes luxury and makes it look humble. Vaulted ceilings, a stone fireplace, and a walk-in closet that could host its own fashion week. The ensuite bathroom features heated marble floors and dual vanities so far apart you'd need a phone call to argue. Upstairs, every guest suite feels like a boutique hotel. There's a yoga studio above the garage. Because when you're a writer, director, and father, you've earned a little zen. And then there's the rooftop terrace, ambient lighting, a full bar, cozy seating, and one single disco ball. Because even billionaires know joy needs a little sparkle. And if that sounds excessive, wait for the spa. Behind one understated door, there's a full wellness sanctuary, dry sauna, steam room, infrared suite, massage table, the whole erase your problems package. It's not for showing off, it's for recovery. For a man who's carried the weight of a lifetime's pain, this isn't vanity, it's maintenance. You can almost feel the purpose in the design. Everything is quieter here, softer. Less look at me, more I made it. And now I just want to think. It's the other half of the same story. One mansion for conquering the world and one for surviving it. And yet, as serene as these spaces are, Perry doesn't just collect houses, he collects meaning. You can see it in the way he moves, the way he gives, and yes, the way he drives. Because the next part of Tyler Perry's story isn't made of marble or chandeliers, it's made of motion. Let's talk movement. You can tell a lot about a man by the cars he drives, and Tyler Perry's garage is basically a mood board for discipline, privacy, and power. No flashy parades, no gold-plated nonsense. Just vehicles that say, I'm rich, but I still pray before I drive. First up, the Rolls-Royce Wraith. Imagine elegance and silence had a baby and gave it suicide doors. That's this car. Perry uses it for late-night drives after long writing sessions. Just him, the road, and whatever divine idea is about to turn into a Netflix hit. It's smooth, quiet, and unapologetically regal. It doesn't say, look at me. It says, you already know. Then there's the Cadillac Escalade, the mogul's tank, big, armored, and reliable, like a bodyguard on wheels. This is the car you see when Perry's heading to set, a charity event, or showing up to hand someone a life-changing check. It's a workhorse, not a showpiece, and that says everything about him. And then the curveball, the Fisker Karma, electric, rare, a little misunderstood. It's basically Tyler Perry in car form back when Hollywood didn't get him yet. Way ahead of its time, quietly making statements while the world caught up. These aren't cars, they're metaphors. Rolls for reflection, Escalade for service, Fisker for faith in the future. Because when you've built your life on resilience, even your rides need purpose. But the cars are just the side notes. The main melody? His empire. See, Tyler Perry doesn't just create movies. He owns the ecosystem. Tyler Perry Studios isn't a workplace. It's a self-sustaining creative city. Built on 330 acres of a repurposed military base, it's home to 12 sound stages named after Black trailblazers. Oprah Winfrey, Denzel Washington, Whoopi Goldberg. A literal hall of fame turned into real estate. There's a fake White House, a diner, a church, even a whole neighborhood. It's where Black Panther was filmed, The Walking Dead, coming to America. If Atlanta ever seceded from Hollywood, this would be the capital. And it's not just film. Perry flipped television too. Remember House of Pain? That $200 million TBS deal changed the game. He didn't wait for inclusion, he built it in. Then came Meet the Browns, The Oval, sistas, the haves and the have-nots. Entire franchises written, produced, directed, and owned by him. No middlemen, no gatekeepers. He teamed up with Oprah for OWN, gave the network its highest ratings, then outdid himself again with BET+, dropping 90 episodes a year like he's running a storytelling factory powered by caffeine and divine favor. He's even a New York Times best-selling author because apparently sleep is optional when you're busy rewriting the playbook for ownership. And yet, the most powerful part of his story doesn't live in contracts or studios. It lives in how he gives. See, when you've slept in your car, success isn't about revenge. It's about responsibility. Perry's philanthropy is massive but quiet, like God's Wi-Fi, always working in the background. He's paid off over $750,000 in property taxes for hundreds of elderly homeowners in Atlanta. People who were about to lose the roofs over their heads got a second chance because one man decided to act instead of announce. His foundation funds clean water projects in Ethiopia, Haiti, India, because he believes charity shouldn't have borders. During the pandemic, he sent groceries, gift cards, and essentials to thousands. No cameras, no press, just help. When Hurricane Katrina hit, he built homes for survivors in New Orleans. When natural disasters struck Puerto Rico and Texas, he sent aid before the headlines even cooled. His generosity is less press release, more answered prayer. And perhaps his most meaningful contribution is time. He's there for people, whether it's mentoring young creators, comforting families, or quietly giving a royal couple a place to stay. Yes, that happened. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle needed refuge after stepping away from royal life, it was Tyler Perry who offered them a secure home, full protection and privacy. No announcements, no gossip, just empathy and action. Off camera, he's a single dad to his son, Aman, and he calls that his most important role yet. The man who once had no peace now spends mornings journaling, praying, and walking his land in silence. He works out, meditates, writes, and when the world gets loud, he listens to something quieter. Faith. He's spoken openly about depression, suicide attempts, and healing. Not for clout, but to remind anyone watching that success doesn't erase scars. It just proves survival is possible. If you're still breathing, he said once, you still have purpose. That's the energy of Tyler Perry, the kid who turned trauma into testimony, the writer who built a world out of words, the man who literally paved runways where people said there was no way. So yeah, the mansion's impressive. The jets, the cars, the empire, the way they all glitter. But the real wealth? It's in how he moves through the world, with gratitude, with grit, with grace. Because Tyler Perry didn't just build a dream home, he built proof that faith, when matched with fire, can buy you more than success. It can buy you peace. And if that story inspired you even half as much as it inspired me to look at my rental agreement in shame, hit that subscribe button. Because this channel, we don't just tour luxury, we uncover the legacy behind it. And trust me, you're going to want to see whose gates we open next.